Okay guys, I promised you a few videos to go over today's short homework assignment, let's call it. Okay, so I gave you a short worksheet with 7 problems, and here's the first 3. Let's call it linear systems homework part 1, in other words. Here we go. So this was problem 1. Now we did it in class, but I just want to follow through. Notice how the x, the y's, and the numbers all line up, correct? And so therefore, because they're both already lined up, we're going to use elimination. Okay? So it's really simply this. If I add them, notice x minus x is 0. And 4 and 1y is 5y equal, over here, negative 18 and 3 is negative 15. Once I divide by 5, I know y is negative 3. Now all I need to do is plug that back in. I'm just going to use the first equation. So the first equation says x plus 4y equals negative 18. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the negative 3 for y. So see how I actually plugged in the negative 3 for y right there. I replaced that y right there. Okay. And finishing up, I know x with a negative 12 equals negative 18. Once I add 12 to both sides, because that's how we get rid of minus 12, right? X equals negative 6. So my final answer again is negative 6, negative 3. So pause the video if you need to. Now the important thing though, guys, is don't remember, what's all this algebra do? If we look at the actual graph, notice right there, they cross at negative 6, negative 3. Again, everyone see how the red and blue lines cross each other? And that, of course, corresponds to our answer, negative 6, negative 3. So pause the video again if you need to. Okay, how about number 2? Well, notice the difference here, guys, is we have everything lined up, x, y, and number again, right? We also call that standard form, by the way. But this time, notice the x and x together would make 2x. In other words, I have to make one a negative. I have to subtract them, right? So don't forget, guys, whenever I subtract, I have to subtract every term, right? We call that the distributive property. So subtracting everything, notice that x minus x, of course, is 0. The 4 minus the 1y right there is 3y equal, over here, 14 and negative 2 is 12. Once I divide by 3, I know y is 4. And I'm just going to go ahead and plug it back into the original or first equation. So x plus 4y equals 14. You could use a second equation, by the way. So notice again how I plugged in the 4 for the y there. So x plus 16 equals 14. That means once I minus 16 both sides, x is negative 2. That means my final solution is negative 2x, 4 for y. Pause the video if you need to. But notice, if we look at the graph, guys, the two lines cross right there at negative 2, 4, don't they? Again, that's exactly what we got there, negative 2, 4. Okay? All right, one more. Here we go. Number 3. This one's just a little bit tougher, guys, because notice everything is lined up, but 8 and minus 1 don't make 0, right? So what are we going to do this time is we're going to times that whole second equation by 8. So let's see what we have here. Here's my first equation again. I'm just rewriting it, guys, so they're side by side. Now let's multiply by 8. I get negative 8x. I get 32y. I get negative 216. Use your calculator if you need to, but I times everything by 8. Now, why did we times by 8, guys? Because of this right here, right? See how I have 8 minus 8, which is 0. And so 6 and 32 is 38y, equal to, over here I get negative 190. Once I divide by 38, I know y equals negative 5. Use your calculator again, guys, if you need to, for the bigger numbers. So I know y is negative 5. Let's just go ahead and plug it right into the first equation. So if I have 8x plus 6y, which I know is negative 5, equals 26. 8x minus 30 equals 26. 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. Now I'm going to go ahead and add 30 to both sides. 8x equals now 56. Dividing by 8, x is 7. What is my solution? x7, y negative 5. Pause the video if you need to. More importantly, or just as importantly, guys, notice the two red and blue lines graphed. They cross right there at 7, negative 5, which is exactly what we got for our solution. So guys, hopefully this video helped you out. Maybe you have to pause it, watch it again on occasion, but we got to know our systems, guys. We got to know our linear systems. We'll soon be moving on to linear quadratic systems. So anyways, till next time, bye.